Yo, welcome back to Please Be Happy. Um, it's been a while. I hope everyone is well. Um, I'm still getting used to this microphone, so I hope it sounds good.
Already? Okay, let me grab my keys.
Yeah. Wow. Last we played was nearly, oh man. Yikes. That's a while, huh? Okay, we can go visit some Mount Victoria just to kill some time. The Botanical Gardens, the Bell House Cafe, Cuba Street, Hai Park, and the waterfront. But you know what? Let's visit the fishing hat dude. While trying to think of something to do, I suddenly remember the fishing lessons that Julia told me about. I'm already pretty good at fishing as a fox, but it does have its downsides, like having to get all wet and ending up with scales in my teeth. Ugh. 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 Gross. I hate fish. I know some people go fishing for fun, so maybe I'd like it too. At the very least, it could be very useful to know someday. Besides, it's not like I got anything better to do. Down at the waterfront, there's a big crowd like always. The merchant booths that Julia pointed out to me have long lines and clusters of people in front of them. Right along the water. It's been forever since I've read. I can't do it anymore. Ah! Right along the water, there are fishermen selling all kinds of fresh fish. The smell, mixed with the salty sea air, is making me hungry. I wander over to the spot that Juliet pointed out to me. Today, there's a half a dozen people with fishing rods in their hands. Lines out in the water, they're all spaced apart, and behind them is a man who's giving instructions.
Hold on. Don't I know him?
Yes, you do, Miho. You absolutely do. I look closer. Sure enough, it's the man I met on the mountain not too long ago, who taught me what a kiwi is. He paces between the people fishing, adjusting their posture and giving them advice. There's another person helping him out, a younger guy who's untangling lines and preparing supplies. One of the fishermen waves at the instructor for help.
Hey, Mr. Kim, can you give me a hand?
That's a salty sea dog sounding guy.
Coming!
Mr. Kim practically skips over and shows the person how to send out their line.
I need some help too. Which bait should I use?
That depends on the fish. Let's take a look.
He bounces around between the group before he spots me and gives me a big hearty wave.
Hello there, miss. Here for a bit of fishing?
I was thinking about it.
You've certainly come to the right place. First time fishing?
With a rod, at least. I usually do it with my teeth.
Oh, I can't say I've ever tried that myself, but if you'd like to learn how to do things our way, I'd be glad to show you.
Sure, why not? I came all this way.
That's the spirit. Here, why don't you go ahead and stand here?
I take a spot on the pier and face the water. Mr. Kim goes through how to hold the rod, how to put the bait on the hook, and finally how to cast. Once he's done explaining, he steps back to give me some space.
All right, now let's see what you've got.
Right, so I stand like this and put my hand here.
I do my best to copy everything he showed me, and then with a flick of my wrist, I cast my line out to the sea.
Perfect! Nice job. Oh, I forgot to ask for your name.
Yeah, I've gone fishing quite a few times with my dad and my granddad. They're fisher folk. They really like to fish and go clamming and crabbing and anything to do with the sea or the rivers or whatever, man. But I never really got a hang of doing it by myself. Especially once I actually catch something. Most of the time I try to just let the fish back into the water because it's easier to unhook them that way. You know? I don't
Miho.
Nice job, Miho. Keep it up and you'll be a master angler in no time.
How long does it take to catch one?
Well, now that depends on the fish. It could be minutes or it could be hours. I've been after the same fish for years.
Whoa! Don't you ever go home?
He laughs, and I'm reminded of the first time we met up on the mountain.
I certainly do. But I always come back. Patience is the most important virtue, other than maybe a bit of luck.
Mr. Kim goes to check on the others while I stand there waiting. It doesn't seem like anyone else is getting a bite, so at least it's not just me. Suddenly, one of the other fishers yells with excitement.
I got one! I got one!
They frantically start to reel in their catch. All of us gather around to watch.
Steady, steady.
They plant their feet firmly, reeling with all their strength. But it's clear that the fish is fighting back.
Can you help?
Of course.
Mr. Kim also grabs the rod, and together the two of them manage to land their catch. Ooh, looks like a big one. Everyone, including myself, gasps as the fish breaks through the surface, its red scales shining in the sunlight. Mr. Kim lets go so the fisher can admire their prize.
Whoa! And isn't she beautiful? Congratulations.
My stomach rumbles just from watching. Unfortunately, after a few more minutes of waiting for my own fish, I still don't get any bites. Finally, it's time to pack up and head home. Mr. Kim catches me before I can leave the pier.
So, what'd you think, Miho? Does it beat the ways you've gone fishing before?
Sorry, Mr. Kim, I haven't caught anything.
It was okay. I didn't catch anything in the end. But it was cool to watch you and that other person get one.
It's like that sometimes. You just have to keep trying. I hope we'll see you around again sometime.
Yeah, maybe. Thanks for showing me all that stuff.
In the end, it was just a lot of standing around. What he said, though, about needing patience makes sense. But if I'm looking for something fun to do, then I'm not sure if this was exciting enough. But it was kind of relaxing, and I do still think it would be useful to learn. Either way, I'm glad I came and checked this place out. Now to go see if Juliet keeps any seafood in the fridge at the library. It's the next day? Okay. Wow, you spent the whole day fishing. Once we finish eating our breakfast, Juliet drums her fingers on the table, looking thoughtful.
Miho, it occurred to me that perhaps I should give you the proper tour of the library now. That way, you have the weekend to get better acquainted with it if you need.
Tour? I think I've seen everything, right?
Pardon, I meant of the books themselves. Where to find each genre and what they are.
Oh, right. Sure.
You know, I used to work in a library. Didn't do anything with the books. I actually just tutored kids and stuff, and old folk. I hadn't really thought about the books. To me, they're all the same, but I guess that wouldn't be true for everyone else. Right now, I have the place memorized in the same way you'd memorize a battlefield, what places are out of sight, how to get in and out, and anything else that might be useful. I don't think there are many battles that happen in here, so Juliet's tour probably would be more helpful.
If you'd like, I can show you a couple of my favorite books.
Aspen, I still can't read.
That way, if anyone asks for a recommendation, you could at least make something up.
That'd be great.
Anything that makes it easier for me to make up things up. Wait. Anything that makes it easier for me to make things up is fine by me. Reading is hard now, dude. It's been so long. I'm sorry. I'll get back in the hang of it, I promise. The three of us head to the entrance.
Let's start with the basics, shall we? As you know, this is the reference desk. It's where books are checked in and out, and where anyone who needs help can find it.
What kind of help do people ask for?
Usually, they need assistance finding a specific book. Or perhaps they need a recommendation for what to read next, as Aspen mentioned.
Hope they like the same books as her then.
Don't worry, I'll think of some that are more popular. Not my real favorites, which most people would be too bored to finish.
Aspen, don't be a hipster. I'll have you know, I read Twilight too. Juliet leads us to the actual row of shelves. Stare down the books as I pass by, committing as many details to memory as I can. Even if I can't read the words, I can try to remember the colors and shapes and covers.
Over here is the children's section. It's got lots of picture books and beginner reader books.
Hi, yes, Juliet, that's for me.
The shelves are shorter too, so that children can reach them more easily.
Oh, I've seen some of those around. Are adults allowed to read them too?
Of course. Parents read to their kids quite often.
Some people read them for fun, too. You gain so much more appreciation for the illustrations once you're older.
We head over to another area.
This is the non-fiction section. It's for books about things that are true, rather than made-up stories.
I rarely visit this section, personally.
In a shady corner near Aspen's favorite table, Juliet taps a small sign hanging on one of the shelves.
This is the mystery section. Stories about detectives, murders, and other such subjects live here.
Hi, yes, Juliet. This would be for me, not for Miho.
I do admire mystery writers. It's difficult to come up with a compelling one.
I love me a good mystery, man. We go around the whole library like this, with Juliet and Aspen pointing out all the other sections. Finally, we come to a stop back at the desk where we started.
I do believe that's everything. Do you feel like you have a good understanding now?
It's hard to keep them all straight. Fantasy, history, cookbooks, biographies. I think I've got most of it though.
By the end, my head feels like it's spinning, and I know I won't be able to remember everything as hard as I try. But I do feel like I've gotten a better feeling for the place. At the very least, I could show someone where to find the restrooms.
It is a lot to take in. Don't worry if you can't memorize it all right away. There's plenty of time to learn.
Even I forget where things are sometimes, and I've spent more time here than at my own apartment.
Thanks! It might take me a while, but I'll get it eventually.
I know you will. I have the utmost confidence in you.
If I'm going to do this, I may as well try my best. Maybe something good will come from it. And if not, I can always just leave.
Want me to show you the books I was thinking of now?
Sure!
I'll be off to bed myself then. Have a lovely day, you two.
Good night, Juliet.
Sleep well!
Night!
Juliet heads upstairs, while Aspen and I go back to the shelves.
To start with,
She leads the way to the fiction section, which is easy to remember since it's the biggest. Aspen runs a finger across the books as we move down an aisle. I see her scan the titles before she stops and taps the spine of one.
here we are, Wuthering Heights.
Wait, I've read that one. Back in, middle school. And there's a song about it. Right? It goes like... Ah, shit. Ah, shit. Yeah.
I just returned this one recently, after finishing my annual reread. It's a very tragic love story. The main character is rather terrible, I must confess, and there's an awful lot of death.
Yeah, that's basically what I heard about it too. You're not supposed to sympathize with the main character. Like, at all.
But despite all that, it's beautiful.
That description definitely isn't what I was expecting.
People really like to read that stuff?
Absolutely, Miho. When they read about tragedies and stuff, they feel better about themselves. It has to do with catharsism or some crap. Yeah. I want to know.
Sometimes, yes, you read to experience all kinds of different feelings. Besides, I think there's a kind of sad beauty to doomed romances like that. It really does put life in perspective.
No thanks. Point me to the manga, man.
If you say so.
You don't have to take my word for it. I'm sure you'll see for yourself once you start working here. In the meantime...
I follow Aspen to the other side of the room, where there are a couple of smaller racks of books near the corner.
Do you enjoy poetry?
You mean like vases and stuff? Guess they're okay.
That's pottery.
That's pottery. Poetry is...
Ah! Okay. She clears her throat.
Prose. Words in their best order. Poetry. The best words in the best order.
Thanks, Aspen.
Samuel Coleridge said that. He was a poet, but he's not the one I have in mind.
Listen, when I was younger, I definitely read a lot, but it was mainly like young adult literature. I'd never really read like the best works, the most of intrigue. Like, I did that with movies too, because I've never seen like, ooh, you know what? I'm about to lose my anime street cred. I've never seen Evangelion. Yeah, I think I just, I'm probably under 5 subscribers now. All right, that's fine.
I'll show you what he meant.
Give me to 50,000 subscribers and I'll watch Evangelion on stream. The book she selects looks old, very old. It has a green cover that's rough like a lizard's skin, with the letters being faded gold.
Alfred Lord Tennyson is one of the most famous poets to have existed. I simply adore his work. Here, this is from The Lady of Shalott. Ahem.
She clears her throat again, even though it's only been a few seconds since the last time.
Willows whiten, aspens shiver. The sunbeam showers break and quiver. In the stream that runneth ever. By the island in the river, flowing down to Camelot.
I barely heard past the first line.
Aspens! Like your name! Does it come from this poem?
I think aspens are trees, are they not?
If only. Aspens are a type of tree. Mum loves them. More than she likes poetry, for sure.
What does an aspen look like? Hold on, let me Google that. Aspen trees. Oh. Ooh, I'm gonna get some hate for saying this, but they're like Minecraft birchwood trees with yellow leaves.
I do wish I'd been named after it, though.
She reads me the rest of it, which ends up being pretty long. It's kind of hard to follow, but imagining the fields and towers that she talks about is nice. I'm trying to do a bit more of a nasally voice to match Miho, but I keep forgetting. It's kind of hard. In fact, I'm pretty sure I've been to Camelot before. Some of the details in the poem aren't quite right. Anyway, if I don't really understand the poem, it's nice to listen to. Wait, it's nice to listen to Aspen reading it. Plus, there's no way I'll forget what that book looks like.
Alright, last one. I thought 3 would be enough to start, but you can always ask me for more recommendations if you need. I could suggest books until lunch, if I didn't stop myself.
I might someday. Even though I lived in the library for a few days now, I never really knew how many different books there were out there before.
Oh, believe me, this library isn't even a fraction of what exists. It's not that big for a library, in fact. Just huge for a personal collection, which is really what it is.
How many books have you read?
I couldn't even guess. Definitely hundreds. Maybe thousands? I've never tried counting, but perhaps I should now that you mention it. It would be nice to look back on someday. Okay, here we are.
Oopsie. The book she takes me to is laid out flat on an end table where more people can see it rather than on the shelf.
Everyone knows the story of Peter Pan, the boy who never grows up and can fly.
Everyone except me.
Now you do too. Peter has a darling fairy friend named Tinkerbell, and he fights the Darcyby pirate Captain Hook.
And there's a certain person on the interwebs that can recite the movie quotes in astonishing detail.
Peter leads a group of boys called the Lost Boys, and they cause all sorts of trouble for Neverland, where they all live.
What do you mean he never grows up?
In Neverland, you never get older. So he stays a young boy for his whole life. Even when the girl he loves, Wendy, grows up and gets married, and someday dies.
You sure do like sad stories, huh?
I suppose I do. It's as Peter Pan himself says. To die would be an awfully big adventure. Still, it's not like I only like sad things. Romance is my favorite genre, and not just the tragic kind.
I sit down on one of the chairs, since it seems like Aspen wants to have a conversation. May as well get comfy. Aspen sits down too, fidgeting with the strap of her purse.
Why is it your favorite?
Why? Well,
Her hands stop moving while she thinks.
In a book, things can be much more perfect than in real life. A moonlit balcony all alone, or a sunset kiss on the seashore. Real life is considerably messier.
You got that right, Aspen.
I've never been in love before, although I think it sounds quite nice. As I said earlier, people read to feel things. So until that time, living vicariously through other stories is enough. What about you?
What about me?
Do you ever hope to fall in love? I assume you haven't been in love before, but maybe I'm wrong.
What does that mean, Aspen? Look, this cute fox, yeah, I'm gonna stop there.
Nah, I haven't. I like being on my own.
Do you think maybe that would change if you met the right person?
I don't know. Maybe. I haven't thought about it much. Since everyone forgets me, there's never been a reason for me to care.
I suppose that's reasonable. Still, that must be... Well, it doesn't matter. Do you ever watch movies? Or TV? Just about everything has a love story in it nowadays, not just books.
Nah, not in a long time.
How long?
She sure asks a lot of questions, and they jump around topics so much. I don't really mind, but I have to try hard to even remember the answers. All the places I've seen and days I've spent have mostly blurred together in my head.
I'm not sure. A few years? There was a really big crowd around a window, so I wanted to see what they were all looking at.
And? What was it?
It was probably a tragic news report.
I don't know what it was. I didn't speak the language there yet, and I didn't memorize the sounds. But on TV, there were these people in white suits bouncing around, and the people watching seemed really excited by it.
Ah, the moon landing. Aspen gasps.
Did the people on TV... Do you remember by chance if the place they were hopping around looked like a desert, all rocky and empty?
Now that you mention it, yeah. How did you know?
She dashes a hand to her forehead in disbelief.
That was the moon landing.
No, I'm pretty sure I'd remember if the moon landed.
Oh! Oh, she can't keep getting away with this. Ah! Ah! Oh.
Not like that, silly. It was when humans went to the moon for the first time.
I love this fox girl.
Wait, they did?
Yes, and you saw it happen, apparently.
They must have had help from the Fableds' magic, right?
No, not this time. It was pure human ingenuity.
Whoa.
You look surprised.
I am. I didn't know humans could do something like that.
Well, not just any human. It took a lot of work from a lot of people. It still does to this day. I can't believe you got to watch it live, though. What was it like?
Had a really good lunch that day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone was so distracted that I was able to sneak into a restaurant that usually would have caught me.
She shakes her head.
That's all you can remember.
Listen, the poor girl wants food.
It was some kind of pasta dish with a white sauce and lots of cheese.
Probably Alfredo?
I meant about... Oh, never mind. Anyway, I was just going to suggest asking Juliet about putting a TV in your room.
Miho, are you gonna start watching TV dramas and like eating ice cream and crying over whatever tragic thing happens during the week?
Surely there's one in this place somewhere. It would give you something to do, at least. And you don't have to be able to read to enjoy the story of a good show or movie.
Yeah, I might. I definitely need something to do other than walk around town all day.
Let me know if you do. I'll bring over some movies for you to borrow. If I can't recommend books to you, at least I can do that.
Will do. I don't know where else I'd start anyway.
After checking her phone, Aspen stands back up.
I'll be more than happy whenever you ask. For now, not to be rude, but I'm going to go write for a little while.
Good luck, Aspen. I know you've had some writer's block.
I'm working on the last couple chapters of this book before I'm finished, and I want to be done with it as fast as I can.
Oh, sure. Good luck.
To tell the truth, I'm always a bit relieved whenever someone else ends the conversation for me. I never know how to do it myself. Yeah, mood, girl. Mood. A lot of the times, I hope I'm not being rude to people. I just kind of walk away. I just kind of walk away. And if they like start talking, I'll stop. But eventually, like, I'll just scatter. I wave goodbye as Aspen goes off to her table by the window, pen in hand. Within moments, she's hunched over her notebook, writing. Okay, we can go to Hataitai Park, which we probably should because, you know, there's an event there. It could just kill time, it looks like. Well, let's go. Since I don't have anything better to do, I decide to head back to the park to see Lena. Aspen told me where and when I could find her, although we both know that Lena won't have any idea who I am. Making sure that I see Aspen and Juliet every day is hard enough as it is. Although I like Lena, I don't think I could put in the effort to have her remember me too. Maybe she started coming by the library in the morning like Aspen does, although I'm pretty sure that's the last thing Aspen would ever want to happen. I go back to the park where we play tennis and wandered around searching for Lena. It takes a bit longer since I'm not looking for something as obvious as a tennis court. I finally find her in a group of people near some trees. All of them, including her, have shovels in their hands and are working on digging holes. Finally, something I'm good at. Although compared to tennis, it looks more like a punishment than a hobby. I walk over to Lena, who's barely made a dent in the ground, She waves when she sees me, but not in a familiar way.
Hi there! Here to volunteer?
Maybe? Volunteer for what?
To save the planet, duh! What does it look like we're doing?
Just
Digging
digging.
in the dirt?
Okay.
Exactly! We're planting new trees to, help beautify the city of Wellington by promoting natural resources. I think.
She says the second part like she's reading off of a label or a sign.
If you want to help out, go talk to Cyrus. He'll get you all set up.
Lena points over at someone that I sort of recognize, the Dryad that Lena was watching when we played tennis. Since I'm here, I may as well give it a shot, so I follow her instructions and walk over.
Hi there. I'm here to help out.
Welcome aboard. I'm Cyrus. Here's a sapling and a shovel.
Iris holds out a shovel in one hand and a small bucket with a tree in the other. I take them, doing my best not to drop the sapling.
Okay. I'm Miho. What do we do now?
First you dig, then you plant. Then you do that over and over until you get bored and go home.
That sounds easy enough.
Everyone says that at first. Good luck.
Bro. Dude. He starts to walk away, but then pauses.
Hey, quick question. Are you friends with that girl over there? The one with the wings?
No. But, if this is where it's going, yeah.
Lena? Sort of.
Can you let me know if she... Actually, never mind. Forget it. Let me know if you need any help.
Bro. This time, he really does leave, walking around to check the progress of everyone is making. Now that I'm all set up, I take the things he gave me and go back to where Lena is.
Good to go? Since you're new too, let's have a race. We can see who plants more trees by the end.
Girl, I am not racing you on planting trees. Before I can respond, or even think about it, Lena starts furiously hacking at the ground. Dirt flies like when I was building my den. I watch her for a second, and then start on my own. I don't really want to compete with Lena, so I go at my own pace. It's a little awkward. I could do this in seconds as a fox, but having to use a shovel feels strange and inefficient. Muscles I didn't even know I have are starting to feel sore. Only a few minutes later, Lena sprawls out on the ground in exhaustion. She's only halfway done at best.
I didn't think it'd be so hard to dig a hole.
I do tons of gardening with my family, so yeah, it is hard. Especially once you have to till the ground. If you're just digging, right, you just kind of take your time and dig. Use your body weight to get into the ground. You also use your body weight as a lever when you lift it back out. While she's laying there, Cyrus comes around on one of his inspections. He stops and examines both of our handiwork.
Nice job, Miho. You're a natural. Lena? Good effort.
Lena leaps to her feet, using her wings to propel herself into a standing position.
I wasn't taking a break. I was, testing the ground to see if it might be softer over here. Look, this one will be even better.
Before our eyes, Lena starts to attack the ground again, even faster than when she started racing me. Dirt sails over our heads as she tosses it away from herself, with some of it falling onto Cyrus's head. He looks strangely resigned.
Just don't hurt yourself, okay? I don't want to have to carry someone to the hospital again.
Carrie?
Oopsie.
I mean, again?
Is Lena quickly faint, fall over. Lena asks questions without stopping her work.
It's a long story. Anyway, just be careful.
So the way I'm resting my palm on my mouse, if I relax too much, I right click by accident. Game's too relaxing, what can I say? As he begins to leave, Cyrus puts a hand on my shoulder. I tense up, but manage to not shake it off.
Keep an eye on her, would you?
I nod, and Cyrus walks away. As soon as he's out of earshot, Lena comes to a halt.
Miho, right? I need you to break my arm.
Girl, just pretend to faint. I don't need to break your arm.
You. What?
Yeah, maybe that's a bit much. Maybe just a finger would be enough.
Just pretend you sprained your ankle.
Why would you want to do that?
Oh, you're right! A broken leg would make more sense.
Yeah, Lena. Come on, use your head. I'm not entirely sure we're having the same conversation. I decide to have a different approach.
So, are you and Cyrus friends or something?
Friends? Kind of. Unfortunately.
You don't want to be friends?
I want to be more than that!
For the first time ever, Lena looks around after speaking, like she's worried someone might have heard her.
Like, best friends?
More than that! Like boyfriend and girlfriend.
Oh.
Look at that little fang. That explains why I didn't understand.
How's that going?
She sighs, and her wings droop.
Well, you just saw pretty much. I know Cyrus from ballet, but I quit ballet, so I only get to see him at other stuff like this. But he's always trying something new every week, so I do too. But it's kind of hard to talk to him, especially when he's so busy. When I heard he was gonna come plant trees, I had no idea he'd be in charge. So I can't let him think I'm a slacker or bad at tennis. Not when he already thinks I'm a quitter.
I think I get it.
The only thing I know for sure is that it has to be this way! I'm sorry. I've ruined the ASMR. I've ruined the lo-fi vibes. sorry. The one thing I know for sure is that it sounds complicated. Good luck, Lena. The two of us go back to shoveling dirt, and eventually we go deep enough that we can plant the sapling Cyrus gave us. I carefully set mine in the ground, then cover it back up the same way I've seen other people doing. When it's time to wrap up, Cyrus makes one last trip around, collecting shovels and handing out water bottles. When he reaches us, he nods approvingly.
Good work, both of you.
Thanks.
I gulp down the water he gives me in just a few swigs.
Yeah, thanks.
On the other hand, Lena seems a little dejected. She doesn't even try to talk to Cyrus before he leaves. When the two of us part ways, she just gives me a half-hearted wave.
See you later.
Yeah, bye.
Girl, you gotta get that bread. You gotta, just ask. I'm not even sure what she'll be doing next time, much less when or where. Maybe Aspen will tell me about it again. Digging holes wasn't exactly something I want to do a second time, but planting a tree was satisfying. Now I'm kind of curious to see how things go with Lena and Cyrus. If they go at all. Lena's kind of a lot, as Aspen says, but she's nice. I hope everything works out for her at least. Looking around, I notice that I'm the only one left, so I toss my empty bottle in the recycling bin and start making my way back. Thank you for recycling, Miho. Okay, I can meet the kid, or I can meet Fisherman. And you know what? I kinda want to meet Fisherman. I'll save. Like, we probably should help the kid with his divorce problems, right? But I want to meet Fisherman. You guys find out what the kid's like, alright? Buy the game, support the developers. I decided to give fishing another try. Last time wasn't very successful, but maybe I'll have more luck today. When I get to the fishing spot, I see a few familiar faces. Mr. Kim is there, of course, dancing around between the students. This time, he notices me right away.
Hello, miss. Is that a new face I spy?
Yep, I wanted to do some fishing today.
That's the kind of attitude I like to see. Let's get you started.
I take a spot on the pier where he brings me the same equipment as last time.
All right, let's start with the basics. Do you know how to set up your line?
I think so.
It didn't seem that difficult last time, but when I try to recreate what I did before, I end up getting a little confused.
Okay, so put the worm on a string. Oh, wait, no, the hook. The hook goes on the string, and then. Oh, I messed it up.
The string has gotten all tangled on itself. No self-respecting fish is going to be interested in that.
Not to worry.
Stop. He laughs at his own joke as he comes over and quickly undoes the knot.
Okay, let's try again.
It's undoes, not undoes, I know. It takes some time, but eventually I'm ready. Fortunately, I remember this next part better. I stand like he showed me, hold the rod like he showed me, and let the line fly. I watch it excitedly as it sails overhead and splashes into the water.
Excellent job. Why, if I didn't know any better, I think I taught you myself.
Yeah, let's go with that. I just smile in response. With my problem solved, Mr. Kim goes off to assist someone else, while I turn my attention back to the sea.
Here, fishy fishy.
Miho, you can't keep getting away with this. You can't be this cute. I'm ready. No fish will be getting away from me today. The instant I feel a tug, I'll be reeling it in, just like that other person when I came before. Just gotta wait. And wait. And wait.
Nothing's biting.
I sense your desire.
It happens.
Mr. Kim pops up, seemingly out of nowhere.
Just give the fish some time. You'd be shy too if someone started offering you a meal out of nowhere.
Well, he's got me there. I nod and I keep waiting, but I can feel the boredom sinking in. I was willing to give fishing a second chance. It's just gonna be like this every time, and I probably won't be coming back. Suddenly, I feel the fishing pole jerk in my hands. It takes me by surprise and I almost let go, but I manage to hold on tight.
Oh, I think something's biting.
Reel it in! You can do it!
Right, reel it in. To do that, my head is spinning as I try to remember what to do. Meanwhile, the reel is spinning as the fish, my fish, tries to get away. It smacks my hand, jolting my memory.
Oh, yeah.
I grab it and start turning it the other way, pulling the rod towards myself as I do. I can feel the fish, still out of sight, struggling against me.
Not today.
All the time I spent waiting has made me extra determined. I plant my feet firmly and keep reeling. Gradually, the line gets tighter and tighter until finally the fish breaks through the water, dangling on the other end.
I did it.
You did it!
I bring the fish in to where I could see it more closely. It's not as big as the fish I watched get caught last time, but it's not tiny either. Just down the pier, someone else is reeling in a catch too.
So, what are you gonna do with it?
Huh? What do you mean?
Maybe he's asking how I plan to cook it.
Will you be keeping it or letting it go?
Let it go? I just worked hard to catch it.
Mr. Kim laughs. Behind him, the person who just caught something takes a picture of their prize and then tosses it back into the water.
Why did they do that?
Well, everyone has to eat. That's just part of life, and I love a good fish dinner as much as anyone. But some just enjoy the sport and the struggle, and release the little guy once he's been defeated.
I look at the fish I caught, its tail flapping gently. There's a mark on its mouth that doesn't look natural.
What's that?
I point to it so Mr. Kim can see. He only has to glance at it.
Looks like it isn't this fellow's first time being caught. That is a battle scar.
A scar. So he's been caught before, and either got away or was released. It's up to me to decide if its luck runs out now or not. Sighing, I unhook the fish and toss it back into the water, where it instantly swims down and out of sight.
Try to be more careful next time.
If I was hungry, it'd be a different story. But my belly is full, and Juliet just went shopping. So there's plenty of food at home, so I figured I might as well let this one go. Walking up beside me, Mr. Kim looks out at the sea.
You know, maybe that kindness will come back to you someday. I'm sure the fish appreciates it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how useful it is to have a fish show me some favors, but I know what Mr. Kim means. I hand him back the fishing pole and box of lures that he gave me.
Done for the day?
Yeah, now that I've gotten to see what it's like.
Well, if you decide to join us again, the fish will be here. And so will I.
Maybe I will too. Thanks for the help.
Of course, of course. The pleasure is all mine. Have a good day, miss.
I wave and head back up the pier. After another day spent entertaining myself around town, I decided to take Aspen's advice and ask Juliet about a TV. The light is on in Juliet's study, meaning she is in there. Knock on the door and get an instant response.
Come in.
The study hasn't changed at all since I was here a couple of days ago, except there aren't any bats in the corner this time. It's just me and her.
Hi.
Good evening, Miho. What brings you here?
I'm a bit worried about how to do this. Usually I just take something I want. Lately I've started saying yes when people offer me things, but going in and just asking for something? Well, I'll have to do it sometime.
I had a question. Yesterday, Aspen said I should ask about getting a TV in my room. That way, I'd have something to do.
Oh, that is a good idea. I take it today wasn't particularly exciting either.
I caught a fish.
Not really. It was fine. Nothing bad happened. I'm just...
I don't want to say I'm bored. What if she thinks I'm blaming her or ungrateful? Bite my lip, trying to think of a better way to put it. But she seems to read my mind.
Bored? It's all right, you can say it. An empty room would be boring for anyone. I believe there should be a television somewhere around. Let's take a look.
I follow behind her, out of the office. Juliet takes me down one of the hallways I've never been down, and where I don't think I've ever seen the lights turned on. We pass by several doors.
What are all these rooms?
They've been all kinds of things over the years. Bedrooms, studies, playrooms. But now they're mostly just storage.
We stop in front of one door, indistinguishable from the rest.
I believe this is the one.
It's not locked. Juliet just opens it normally. Inside is dark and dusty. The window is covered with heavy curtains that don't let any light in. In other words, what you'd expect from a vampire's house. There's tons of junk leaning against the walls, like some faded bicycles and a dresser that's missing a drawer.
Ah, there it is.
Juliet points, and I see what she's looking at. There's a TV in one corner, with its cords wrapped around itself in a thick blanket of dust. We both walk over, and I wipe some of the dust away. It immediately blows into my face. Bless you.
Miho, are you alright?
Yeah. I'm allergic to dust too, don't worry. Still, I back a few steps away.
As you can tell, it's been a while since I've come in here.
Much more carefully than me, Juliet cleans off the TV.
I believe it should still work though.
Old CRT TVs, they last forever.
Okay, I can move it to my room then.
It's all right. I can take it.
How about you two work together? It's a TV. They're kind of heavy. Juliet effortlessly lifts the TV up and begins to carry it to my room. Oh my god, she's strong.
Whoa.
I know from plenty of experience that TVs aren't exactly easy to lift.
I need to remind myself to never piss her off.
I hurry after her, arriving at my room just as she sets the TV down in the corner and plugs it in.
Let's see.
She presses the power button, and with a soft buzz, it comes to life.
It works!
Indeed. I'm relieved. Let me try to remember how to use it.
It's kind of slow, but she manages to explain all the different buttons and what they do and how to use the remote. It doesn't seem that complicated, but also, I never learned how to do it either. Once we make sure it's not going to die or anything, Juliet leaves me on my own with it. I change through all the channels, getting an idea for what there is. There are some channels with cartoons, which I know are meant for kids. There are some shows with real people in them, but they don't make much sense to me. Maybe if I watch some from the beginning. There are plenty of ads. I recognize more products than I do shows. That probably has more to do with my lifestyle than anything else, though. Even flipping through stations constantly, I do find myself having much more fun than if I was just napping or walking around. I can see why some humans do this all day. Eventually, I go back to one of the cartoon channels. Even if they're good for kids, they're easy to follow along with. I pick one and I leave it running, climbing into bed to watch. I end up spending a few hours watching until I fall asleep that night. Having something else to follow along with and think about is a nice distraction from my own doubts and worries creeping up on me. If this is what a normal life is like, then maybe it's something I could get used to after all. Seriously, no CG for that? Like, really? Listen, devs, can we get a little more CG? You know, a little more? Oh, geez, my phone's going off like crazy. What's going on here? Yeah, let's go through one more day. During a conversation with Aspen, she told me about what Lena's next adventure would be. An outdoor painting class. When that time rolls around, I decide to go check it out. Okay, this time there better be a drawing of whatever Miho is drawing, okay? If not, I'm ending the gameplay there. I'm never playing the I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that. Just like the other activities I've tried with Lena, it'll be happening in the park. When I arrive, I don't even have to look around. The class is right next to the entrance. The group is bigger than the ones for tennis and tree planting. Everyone has a big canvas on a stand in front of them, and there are a bunch of paints and brushes in the middle. Lena's easy to find like always, and I see Cyrus on the other side of the crowd, away from her. It seems like he's not the one in charge today. A friendly person in a paint-stained apron sees me arrive, and helps me choose a canvas and some art supplies, and then sends me to find a spot. Naturally, I head over to where Lena is.
Hey, mind if I set up here?
Oh, sure. Are you new here?
Yeah, this is my first time painting.
Me too. Wanna have a Actually, maybe you shouldn't race when you're painting.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Lena. I take a peek at what Lena's been working on. It doesn't seem like there's a particular topic, so everyone's painting is a little different. Lena's painting is a picture of a young swan with a pink flower on its head. It's surprisingly great.
This is amazing for your first time.
You think so? I mean, of course it is. What are you gonna paint?
I don't know yet. Let's see.
There are a bunch of different sized brushes and a variety of colors. Having so many options to choose from makes it harder, not easier to decide. Maybe I should go for something simple, like a tree. Choosing a brush and a shade of brown, I get to work.
Alright, everyone. Warm-up's over. Go ahead and find a partner. We're going to work on portraits today.
My tree is mostly done by now. It's not very detailed, and it doesn't look like any tree I've ever seen in real life, but at least I can tell what it's supposed to be. When the instructor says to choose a partner, I instinctively turn to Lena, preparing to ask her. Of course, she's looking over in Cyrus's direction. I sigh to myself.
You should go ask him before he ends up with someone else.
Thank you, Miho. It'll mean I'll have to partner up with a stranger, but as far as Lena's concerned, she and I are already strangers. So it shouldn't make that much of a difference. Lena jumps in shock.
Whoa, are you a mind reader?
Something like that.
That's so cool! You're right, though. But what if he says no?
Then he says no, I guess. Nothing would have changed, right?
She taps her chin.
You know, you kind of remind me of someone I work with. Anyway, wish me luck.
Good luck, Lena.
Good luck.
I watch as Lena goes up to Cyrus and talks to him, too far away for me to hear. But I guess it must have worked out, because they soon set up their canvases, facing each other. Unfortunately, watching them means that I've missed out on my chance to find a partner. When I look around, everyone else has matched up with someone. That's more than fine with me, but unfortunately, the instructor comes over and invites me to partner up with her, which I grudgingly accept. For the next while, oopsie, sorry, relaxed too much. For the next little while, I struggle to make something that resembles the woman across from me. This would be a lot easier if she looked like a tree. After 10 or 15 minutes, she claps her hands to get everyone's attention.
Time to change things up. Show your partners what you made, and then go find a new partner.
While everyone gets to that, she brings her canvas over to show me.
Whoa.
It's definitely me. My tail is fluffier in real life, and my ears aren't that big, but I can still recognize myself.
Mine's not even close to that good.
I turn around the canvas so she can see the results. Compared to the painting she made, I'm kind of embarrassed to share. Still, she smiles at it.
I think it's lovely. Painting is like anything else. The more you do it, the more you improve. And I've been doing it for a long time. We all have to start somewhere, though.
Is this a Bob Ross impersonation? The moment the instructor and I are done talking, someone taps me on the shoulder. I turn around to see Lena.
Hey, let's be partners.
Sure.
Secretly, I just think to myself about how I'm getting paired up with another good artist. The instructor blows a whistle to signal the start, and Lena and I both get to work.
So, how'd it go?
How'd what go?
Girl, I know she can't have forgotten me that quickly.
Talking to Cyrus.
Oh, that.
Using a few shades of pink and white, I managed to paint something that looks passably close to Lena's clothes. If I squint. A little bit, at least.
I got too nervous to really say much, so we just painted each other until it was time to switch.
In the middle of a brush stroke, Lena suddenly drops her brush in horror.
Oh no. What if he thinks I'm boring?
I don't think anyone could think that about you.
Yeah, but what if he does? This is not good.
Leaving the paintbrush in the grass, Lena closes her eyes and puts her finger to the side of her head, like she did back at tennis. You must do that for a minute. Wait. Oh, okay, I did read that right. Well, I just keep working on my painting. Looks more like Lena than my last one looked like the painting instructor, but I already know her wings are gonna give me trouble.
Okay, got it. I need you to do me a favor.
What is it?
When we change partners again, I need you to go partner up with Cyrus, and then you can ask him what he thinks about me. Don't just straight up ask him though, that'd be too obvious. Try to see if you can get him to say it without saying it.
No. I'm just gonna ask him flat out.
Say it without saying it?
Yeah, you know, like,
She makes a few gestures that reminds me of charades. I have no idea what she's trying to say.
Okay, I'll try.
Thanks! I owe you one!
I'm not even motivated by that, because it's not like she'll remember long enough for me to ever cash it in. I just want to see what happens.
All right, new partners. This will be the last time.
Here, this is my painting of you. It's better than the last one.
Won't these paintings like stick around long enough for them to remember you, Miho? It still isn't the grade, but I like the way some parts of it turned out.
Ooh, I look great!
Looking down at her own canvas, Lena frowns.
I, kind of forgot to paint you. So, I guess I owe you two things.
That's fine.
Cool! Okay, hurry, before someone else takes him!
I walk over to Cyrus as fast as I can without being self-conscious about it. Fortunately, he was distracted with something himself, so he's still on his own.
Hey, wanna be partners?
Alright. I'm sure it's a total coincidence you were just talking with Lena, right?
Not at all.
I appreciate the honesty. Anyway, let's get started.
Both of us set up our canvases. I feel a little more in my comfort zone painting Cyrus. At the same time, I try to think of how to do what Lena asked. I just realized it's because... Okay, yeah, that's funny.
Hey, can you do me a favor?
Uh-oh. I mean, what is it?
Yeah, me too, Miho.
There's something that I want to ask Lena, but I don't know how she'll take it. We've known each other for a bit, but that's why I'm worried. I mean, I kind of know her feelings, but not that well. So, and maybe don't ask her this outright. Maybe you can try to see how she feels by, like...
He makes some vague hand gestures that eventually turns into a shrug.
Well, you know what I mean.
No, I don't.
Anyway, what I want to know is...
A shrill whistle blows, cutting Cyrus off.
All right,
Oh my
that's it.
god, this is
Time to
worse than
show 'em
freaking
off.
any romance anime. I rub my ears to recover from the sound before waiting for Cyrus to continue.
Actually, never mind. It was dumb anyway.
Jesus Christ, both of you idiots just...
Here's what I made. Ta-da!
Cyrus spins his canvas around to reveal...
Oh, phew.
I can't help but breathe a sigh of relief. He's just as bad at painting as I am. I show him my equally unimpressive work. It's messy and scattered.
Nice job. You really captured the way I feel inside.
Yeah? Yeah? I want to press him on what he's going to say, but because this is the second time he's almost asked me about Lena then changed his mind. Before I can ask though, Lena herself comes hurrying over, carrying her canvas. She walks up and shoves it in Cyrus's hands before he can even react.
I made this for you so you'd have it. Okay, bye!
Wow. Immediately she zips off, back the way she came. I gotta get the sound effect where like it's a cartoon running off sound effect. He holds the portrait out at arm's length, where he can see it. I move behind him to get a good view as well. Just like Lena's picture of the swan, her picture of Cyrus is really good. It shows him looking thoughtful as he works on his own painting, biting his lip in concentration. There's a lot of detail in the eyes and face, and on the leafy vein that runs up his neck.
Whoa. This is...
Really good?
yeah.
The two of us look around to try to find Lena, but she's nowhere to be seen. She must have left right away, or she's hiding somewhere.
What was it you wanted me to ask her?
Cyrus just shakes his head, still looking at the painting.
It's fine. I need to ask her myself.
Yeah, dude, Cyrus, man up, you got this. All of us, minus Lena, helped the instructor clean off everything. Wait, clean everything up. with some people taking home their portraits and others tossing them. Cyrus and I say goodbye to each other, but we never talk anymore about Lena. Still, even if it's a while before we hang out again, I have a feeling I haven't heard the last of this. Alright, listen, when we come back, we'll visit the little brat. I'm being mean. I'm being very mean. I know he's going through a tough time. We'll hang out with him. Alright, as always, thank you guys for watching.
Until we meet again, then.